So you may have clicked on this video because you're thinking about getting a hamster. So today I'm going to show you some of the main things you need for a hamster. So the first thing you're going to need to have is a cage. You have to think that the cage is your whole hamster's world. He's there 24/7 except when the moments you get him out to play or something. Hamsters need a lot of space in their cage. I would recommend about 700 square inches of floor space because your hamster needs to have a lot of space, especially Syrians because they are really big, and as you know, the bigger hamster, the bigger enclosure. But you can also have like a really big cage even if it's a dwarf, because all of the hamsters need a lot of space. If you're still thinking on what cage should you pick, you have many options. I think it is way better if you give them a big cage or a D12 from IKEA or anything that doesn't have bars, because maybe you have seen many hamsters climb bars or maybe biting the bars. That doesn't mean they're having fun or anything. Those are stress signs and they want to get out of the cage because maybe it is too small or just because they don't like it. So for example, I have a big cage that it is really good. It has a lot of space and it is really cheap also. So you could use that, or as I told you before, an IKEA D12. Next thing you're gonna need is a water bottle or a cup. At first, if you get a hamster, usually on the pet stores, they put a water bottle for him, but I really recommend you to put a water bottle and a cup, because what's more comfortable, drinking on your tiptoes or just drinking sitting down? I feel like it's way more comfortable sitting down while drinking. So that's why for my new hamsters, I put both things so that they can choose. And then when they get used to the cup, I just get the water bottle out and just use the cup. Hamsters need a lot of bedding. I put around 6 inches of bedding to my hamsters because they need to have a lot of bedding for burrowing. Hamster in the wild can burrow up to 13 meters, and they have many chambers for food, for poop, for bedroom, for everything. So that's why you need a lot of bedding. So if you put like 2 inches, they won't have much bedding and they'll just be able to cover themselves, not to burrow properly. They also need many hides because, for example, Roborowski hamsters are really shy hamsters and they get stressed easily. So you have to put them many hides so they can just, whenever they feel nervous or anything, they just go there or they sleep there. Like, that's really basic thing that you need to have. And I think everyone knows for what the hides are for. Another thing that hamsters really need is a proper sized wheel. Hamsters cannot use a small wheel because their back bends and then in the future they're gonna have problems. You have to remember that hamsters run many miles over the night, and you have to give them a big enclosure and also a good wheel, then they can manage to use it, because the bigger wheel, the better they can learn to use it. So if you give them a small wheel, they cannot control it. If their back bends, it is really uncomfortable for them. So you need a proper sized wheel. For example, dwarf hamsters need a 6-inch wheel at least. You can give them more, but not less, never less. They also need a lot of enrichment. That means sticks, sand. Not everyone has sand, but I would totally recommend it because that's how they clean themselves. Never bathe a hamster with water. I don't know, you can make them bridges, you can make them DIY enrichment that I have a tutorial, and I don't have it yet. I will post it really soon. And you can use dry leaves also, or anything dry, or some sprays are really good also. You have many options to give your hamster enrichment. They'll also need food and a food dish. Of course, that is really important because hamsters need to eat too. Just as we eat, they also need to eat. At first, if you have a hamster, the first days you could just put a bowl to manage their eating, because maybe some hamsters won't eat the first days. So you have to be watching all the time if the bowl is emptying. So that means your hamster is eating. But then when you get to know your hamster, you know he's doing really well and he's healthy, you can scatter feed him, and you can just give him 1 tablespoon each 2 days or so, and they'll be better, because if you give them 1 tablespoon each day or more, they can be picky eaters. So for example, they can just eat sunflower seeds because they'll know that the next day you're gonna give them more, so their diet will be only sunflower seeds. So you have to give them, as I told you, 1 tablespoon each 2 days or so. I know it can be really hard trying to please hamsters, but at the end I'm quite sure you will get to it, because yeah, that's life. And yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope this really liked you, and if you need something more, you can write me on Instagram or do anything. So subscribe. Bye bye, see you in the next video.